What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another episode of Too Many Toys Jake. Today, as you can see, I'm at the coin laundry or the laundromat, and guess what? I'm not here to do my laundry. There's a car here that's been here for a long time. It's been here for about almost 20 years. I've always known about it, driven by it a bunch of times, always wanted to buy it. Came and talked to the gentleman like I do, struck up a conversation, and you know what? He ended up selling it. Let's go take a look at it. Let's see what we got. I think you guys are really gonna like this one. You don't see them very much, so let's just go take a look what we got. No, not this guy. What we have here, guys, look at this. So we have a 1983 Mercury Capri. So if you guys don't know these cars, these are the same as the Mustangs or the Fox bodies. They just have different hatches on them, different rear ends. They also have a different front end on these cars. This is the new project, guys. This is going to be the good project. We're going to get into this one. We're going to have lots of fun with it. So let's just show you around and see what we got, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so what we have is a 1983 Mercury Capri RS. So this is a 5-liter 5-speed car, as you can see. Now this car has been sitting a long time. The last time it was on the road was, let's see here, 2013. So that's the last time this car was on the road. I believe it's been started every once in a while since then, but I don't know how long it's been sitting for. I think a couple years at least. The car went for paint in 2013. That's why it was put on the road. As you can see, it's been painted before, and then it was brought back here, and then it's just sat. No one ever really did anything with it, so here it sits. Sorry guys, today is going to be kind of a loud one. We're in a kind of a resident or industrial area, so there's lots of stuff going on, but we're going to try and get this thing running and driving after it's been sitting for so long. Then we're going to take it home and we're going to clean it up. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at what we got. So as you can see, the car's been painted. It's a kind of a flat grayish color. It doesn't look too bad, actually. It used to be a charcoal gray with black interior car, which is very cool. As you can see, the tires, the car has not been driven in a long time. The brakes are all rusted. The same thing with the back tires. So as you guys can see, the car has not been moved. The paint does look good though. There is some rust on the car, so it has been sitting outside for a long time. I mean, what else, you know, it happens, right? So we got a little bit of rust happening here. The worst of it is right here, unfortunately. There's a little bit on the roof, but I mean, it looks all to be surface. It's not that bad. Underneath of the car is absolutely mint. Here, we'll take a look quickly. Everywhere on this car that they usually rot out is solid, so that's good. As you can see, there's a little bit of rust on the hatch. So they actually call these bubble back hatches compared to the other Fox bodies, because the hatch actually comes up and bubbles out, which is kind of neat. These were only produced for a few years, and in the early year models they just had the regular flat hatch like they do in the regular Fox bodies. Also, what's cool about these cars is, as you can see, they come with like almost a factory wide body kit on them. So the fender is actually brought out a couple inches from the factory, instead of like the regular Fox body where it's flat here and then it just has a lip. So very cool. They're very neat to do up. They look really cool. Been sitting in a bush here for a while, guys. Let's see what we got on the inside. So it looks like we have a 5-speed. Oh yeah, 5-speed, black interior, black carpet. Now it says that we have 41,000 kilometers. I mean, who knows if that's true? It could be 141,000, 241,000, could be 41,000. The more we dig into the car, we'll find out. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the original seats, so usually you can tell by here the wear on the armrest, the wear on the pedals, and as that has wear on the brake, I'm gonna guess that's 141,000. But hey, it is what it is. Car's still in great shape. So if you guys don't know, I've actually had a bunch of these cars. I've actually had, well, this is my first Capri. I've actually had about 11 Fox bodies in total. Anywhere from 79 to 93. I basically had them all. This is my first Capri. My father actually had a 83 Capri, the same. His was blue. So this is kind of cool to have one back and then kind of see it the way it is, you know, go for a ride in it like I did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, my father's car was way too loud and I was scared to drive in it. So I didn't get to drive in it that much like I wanted to. So this will be a fun project, but I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dive into it. We're gonna push the car back a little bit so that I have a little bit of shade, because you know, today is super hot. It's gonna be 35, almost 40 degrees, which I don't know, is like 100 and something for you guys down in the States. So I'm gonna push the car back. We're gonna see what we got underneath the hood, and then we'll see if we can get this old girl running, and then we'll try and drive her home. We're not that far, so we'll see what happens, guys. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, so here's the front end of the Capri. What's different about these ones is they came with a full grill across. On the Mustangs, they were all one-piece bumper. Most of the turn signals were down here, and this bumper is a lot shorter. Also, the Capris come with this sweet hood scoop like the 80 GTs, which is pretty cool. So let's jump underneath, lift the hood, see what we got. So, like I said, as you guys can see, she's definitely been sitting a while. It is going to need a good cleaning up. I mean, hopefully she runs. Hopefully. But what we got here, guys, is a 5-liter. It appears to be stock. It's got valve covers on it. Looks like it's got some newer wires. It has aftermarket headers, shorties on it. It has a Duraspark box, so basically these are the same as your MSD box and stuff like that. The strut towers, where they normally are bad, yeah, it's solid. There's not too much. There's a little bit of surface area, but not too bad. But as you can see, guys, this car clearly has it. We're gonna jump into it. We're gonna check all the fluids, do the usual stuff to it, see what we got for a carburetor, etc. So let's just dive right into it and see what we got. All right, guys, so we got the air cleaner off. Looks like we have a Holley 4-barrel. I'm not too sure what CFM this would be. It appears to be factory, so I'm gonna guess maybe a 600 CFM, something like that. It's not seized up, which is good. Everything's moving fine. So now let's just let's check the fluids, see what we got, and see if we need to add anything before we try and see if this battery's any good. I've just seen the ground wire. Guess we'll see. Hopefully the solenoid or anything hasn't gone bad. I know these cars can kind of be a pain sometimes to start, so cross fingers, guys. Let's see what we got. So while we're over here, might as well just start with the power steering fluid. And there's fluid in there. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Next, what about the rad? I think this is the only thing I didn't bring fluid for today because I totally forgot, but I'm not too far from home, so come on, there we go. And there's stuff in there. It's kind of low, but it'll do for now. Just what we're looking for anyways, to get it running and bring it over to the house. Okay, so coolant is good, power steering is good. Now let's go check the main one. Now, because this is a manual car, there's no power, or there's no dipstick for the transmission fluid, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Where is the dipstick for these cars? It's funny, I've had so many of these cars, but you forget when you do so many, or when you do other cars, where everything is. So where is it? Ah, there it is. Here we go. So what do we got, guys? We got oil. Oh yeah, oh yeah, she's good. She's a little bit dark. Let's give her the taste test. Actually, not too bad. I don't taste any gas or anything like that, so I think we're good. Put this one back in. So it looks like we're good, guys, for oil and fluids. So the next thing that we're gonna do is just avoid all of this crap here. Usually I clean it all up But like I said, we're not at home today, we're out and about. Sorry it's a little bit loud once again. So we're gonna try and hook up the battery. I guess we'll give it a sniff test. I don't think it's gonna be dead. I think we're gonna need to boost it. I probably should have brought a battery like you guys always tell me to, but I didn't. So we'll put that on for now. I'm sure it's dead, but I don't smell anything. We'll go see if it's good anyways. If not, I brought my booster pack. But at this point, what we're gonna want to do is just do the usual, turn the motor over until it gets oil pressure if the car turns over. I know these things are bad for solenoids, etc. So let's see what we got. Oh, we got a little bit of power. We got something. That's good. Let's see if anything happens, guys. Let's clutches. Oh, you heard something. So that's good. That means she wants to do something. It's got power going to it. Awesome, guys. So I'm gonna run and get my booster pack. We'll put it on there, and then we'll see what happens. Sorry, like I said, it's warm today, guys, so I'm gonna be sweating like a pig. But all for you guys, so we can get this done. Let's put the boost pack on there and see what we got. All right, guys, so we got the boost pack all hooked up. Now I'm gonna sit you guys down, and we're gonna try and turn it over, see what happens, and then you guys can let me know if it's turning over or what's going on with it. And then also we'll see if any fuel comes up, but I think for now we're just gonna prime the system, get all the oil up, make sure it's got oil pressure, and we'll go from there. Let's see what happens. So how'd you turn over? Did you look okay? It sounded at the start, I mean, that starter needed to get out there. It's been a little while, obviously, but it's turning over. That's awesome. That is great to hear. That's what we want to see. So I think now what we're gonna do is let's put some fuel in the gas tank, because the gas gauge rate empty. I'm sure it's been empty forever. And then what we're gonna do is I got a new squirt bottle to put fuel in the carburetors. So what we're gonna do is, these have 2 bowls on either side. We're gonna fill both these bowls up with fuel in the vent tubes here. Actually, no, before we do that, we'll just spray some fuel in it, or put some fuel down the carburetor and see if she sparks off, just to see if we're getting spark or not. And then once we know if she does anything, then we'll fill up those 2 flow bowls so that the tar isn't starting over trying to pull fuel from the tank and burning out the starter motor. So we'll do that right now. We'll put fuel in it. All right, guys, so it seems that we had a little bit of a malfunction with the camera. It got hot and it died, so sorry about that, but we're back. The only thing I did is I put some fuel in the tank, turn it over a little bit more just to get the oil pressure up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some fuel in it and then see if she cranks, see if she fires, makes any noise, something like that, and we'll go from there. From turning it over, you can see that a little bit of fuel or something has started to come up in here, which is good, but it's been leaking out the fitting here, which is normal. So I brought, wherever it is, I bought a brand new fuel filter for it. So we're gonna put that in and make sure it doesn't leak anymore. And we'll do that after we know that the thing fires and runs, just to make sure we got spark. Sometimes these Dura Spark boxes are good, sometimes it's absolutely junk. What we're gonna do, instead of filling up the bowls right away, we are just going to spray some fuel down into it to see if it sparks off. Just a little bit. It doesn't need too much. And then if it does, we'll try and change out that fuel filter. We'll spray some fuel down the bowls and see what happens. Let's see if she fires, guys. Let's see if she fires. All right, guys, so there you go. We do have spark. She did fire. That is awesome. Great to hear. I was kind of skeptical to begin with, but you never know with these cars, so woohoo! The valve train is making a little bit of noise, which of course is to be expected from sitting for so long. And it even looks like we've got a little bit of fuel coming up. So that means that the fuel pump is working. That's awesome. So I might not even have to fill out the bowls, but I'm going to anyways. Before we make too big of a mess, as you can see, I'm gonna change out that filter really quick, and then we will fill up the bowls and see if we can get this old gourd to idle. I know the gentleman said that he rebuilt the carburetor, so we're gonna have to play around with it a little bit. We might have to tune the idle circuits and the accelerator pump a little bit, but we're not gonna do that just yet. We'll just see if she idles and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna change out that filter really quick. This is what I got. I found it. Just a cheapy little lawnmower filter until, you know, I can get something better. Those ones that are on are prone and known to leak. So let's get that off there quickly and let's see what we got. All right guys, so we got the new fuel filter on there. I'm gonna have to put a new piece of hose on because I had to kind of cut this one. It is actually pretty hard. I don't know if it's a factory hose or not, but anyways, that should be good for now. We got that on there. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna fill up these two vent tubes here for the two bowls on either side, and then that should be able to let the car idle once it runs, and then hopefully bring the fuel up through the fuel filter, and we should be good. So let's put a little bit down the tube there. Put a little bit in there, and all right guys, let's see if she fires up, let's see if she idles, let's see if she gets fuel, and let's see what happens.
No knocking or anything like that, you know?
No, it sounds good.
No smoking.
No, it sounds good.
Like I say, no shit, man.
Sounds good. All right, guys, look at that. We got her to run. It sounds absolutely fantastic. I mean, we got a couple smells, but that's normal from sitting for a little while. She's having a little bit of a hard time idling. I don't know if that's because the choke needs to be played with, or we need to do some tuning on the carburetor, but we'll figure that out. I'm glad that it runs though. It sounds great. It sounds super healthy. So let's dive right into it, and let's see what else we got. Let's see if we can get it to idle by itself. It might just need to warm up, might need to play with the choke a little bit, but yeah guys, that's a start. That's a start. All right guys, so it's been a little while, but we got the car running, or we got it idling at least. It seems that we're having a choke problem. I gotta figure out the choke a little bit better, but it seems like that's what the problem is. It's just wanting to stay open, so I'll get to play with it. Also, the carburetor is a little bit it could use a rebuild, so we're gonna have to do that. But you know, when in doubt, throttle out, just twist that screw so it gives it enough idle just to keep idling. So for now guys, bear with me, that's what we've done, but we're gonna fix it, don't worry. But it is running great. It sounds good. We don't have very much smoke, a little bit, but what do you expect for sitting for a little while? All the fuel is working good, as you can see, coming through there. See what she sounds like, go back. Sounds pretty good, sounds pretty healthy. So we are idling around 1,800 at the moment, which is great. So I think the next thing to do is we're going to take the booster pack off, and then let's try and move it forwards and backwards and see what happens. We'll see if we got a clutch, and if we do, perfect, and we'll go from there. And then we're gonna get her home, and we'll do the usual. We'll do the oil change, go through that kind of stuff. We'll take the carburetor off, rebuild the carburetor, and we'll go from there, guys. So let's see if we can move it. All right, guys, so we're in the car. Let's give her a shot. Let's see if she goes forwards first. So clutch in, first gear. Oh yeah, she moves. She's a little bit tight though because of the brakes, but we'll try reverse. Oh yeah, we got brakes. Oh yeah, we got brakes, but that makes the weirdest noise I've ever heard. What do you guys think? Oh, you know what that is? I bet you that's the vacuum, because this thing doesn't have air brakes, but that is the weirdest noise I've ever heard, and they don't go away. So that's probably what it is. It's probably a vacuum line or something like that causing it to idle a little bit rough, but she moves. So let's get her out of the parking lot here, or let's move her around the parking lot, and we'll go for a little bit of a cruise and see if she moves. Let's put the hood down, and let's see what happens. All right, guys, so we're gonna try and go for our first little drive. We're gonna pull her out, and we're gonna go around the parking lot. So let's see what happens. Harper is gonna be having to keep this thing at idle. Oh, we're moving, we're doing it. Oh yeah, guys, we're doing it. Got a little bit of dragage, but what do you expect? Gas pedal's a little touchy because we got to fix that carb issue, but look at that, guys, we're moving. This thing hasn't moved since 2013. 2013, this thing hasn't moved since. So look at us. All right. I think with a little bit of work, guys, this car is going to be a great little car. It's nice and solid. It feels good. No bumps or anything like that. So awesome, guys, awesome. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to park it, and then let's see if we can bring her home. She seems to be good enough to go down the street. Hopefully we don't get in any more trouble. But all right, guys, so I'll see you guys in a little bit when we're taking it home. All right, guys, so here we go. We're gonna try and get it started, and we're gonna think back to the house. Wish me luck, and we'll see what happens. Well, that's not a good start. Well, looks like we need to put the boost back on it. All right, try 2, boost back. All right, guys, she's running. Looks like she just needed a little boost. She's running. Let's take her home. right, guys, we're doing it. We are doing it. This car has been on the road in 13 years. Oh, we got some sort of knock. We're gonna go the longer way, guys, just so we're not on Main Street. All right. I think the cobwebs just need to be blown out of this girl. Alright, guys, woo! Oh yeah, she's definitely rumbling and making noises, that's for sure. I don't know if those tires are flat or what's going on, but we're making it so far. See if he does a little burnout. We made it, guys, we made it. That knocking or whatever you guys hear is the exhaust just rattling. All right, guys, we did it. We did it. All right. I'm gonna shut her off now, and then I'll give you guys another little quick tour of the car. Just down there dealing with everybody and everything going on. It's just kind of a pain, so sorry if this video is kind of, you know, iffy, guys. But we made it, we're home. We are home, guys. So let's get her turned off and let's see what's going on. All right, guys, so we are back. We have the car at home, as you can see, and she ran okay. There's a couple little things that needs to be fixed. The carburetor, there's something wrong with that. It probably needs a rebuild. The gentleman said he rebuilt it. I'm sure you've seen him even walking around there and stuff. He said he rebuilt it, but he didn't really know exactly what he was doing, so I could see there being some stuff wrong with it. So that needs to be replaced or rebuilt. Thankfully, I know a guy for that. The rear end or the tires, something is shaking in the back. I'll have to lift it up, take a look. It could be just the tires being off balance from sitting forever. It could be brakes, could be something in the rear end. Who knows? It does drive good. Brakes were great, actually. Lots of pressure there, which is strange. He wasn't too sure if there's going to be brakes, but you heard the hissing coming out, so we'll have to see what's going on there. I'm not too sure. Other than that, just little things. I noticed the speedo wasn't working. I think the transmission and motor have been pulled out of this car and put in. Like somebody's done something to them, because the transmission is actually painted black, and usually they're just regular aluminum housing or whatever color they came in. They're not painted. Something's been going on there. Other than that, guys, I'm actually super happy to have this. They did not make a lot of these bubble back cars. They are actually really cool. So like I said, super happy to have this. It's going to be a fun little project. It's going to be a fun little car. I got to do a bunch of work to it, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Sorry, I drove home and forgot all my stuff, and I got to walk back and get the truck. Anyways, so make sure you stay tuned for all the work that's going to be done in this thing. And then coming up also in the next couple days, I'm going to be working on that 71 Cuda that I was telling you guys about. Now, the gentleman called me back last week and said he didn't have time, so we had to do it this week and reschedule. And I actually just seen him today. He came over and looked at this car with me, so I'm going to be going and doing that tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because that is going to be a great that's going to be a great video with some cool cars. 71 Cuda. I also got a lead on a 1975 Chevy Nova 350 4-speed car that possibly, maybe I'm going to turn into a race car on the channel. Maybe we'll do a channel build, you know, we'll see. That car I still got to go check out, but that was one of the leads that I've been working on for a while, since last year, and it's finally came through. So stay tuned for that, guys. Other than that, I got to go pick up the Camaro still, so there's going to be a video on that. So we got lots of work to do over the next little while, but make sure you guys stay tuned, because there's going to be some cool stuff coming up. More stuff like the Capri here. I mean, how could you not like that car? They're so cool, especially with the wide body on it and stuff like that. So make sure you stay tuned. Now, I'm sorry if this video was kind of short, if this video was kind of going backwards and forwards. I'm not used to dealing with people in spots like I was in with that one. There's people everywhere, industrial area, people driving by. So I'm sorry if it was a bit loud. I'm sorry if sometimes you can't hear me, but that's just what I had to deal with. I wanted to show you guys the car where it's at, and not just bring it home and, you know, work on it like some of these other guys do, like some of these other YouTubers. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you like the car, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or any questions, you know, shoot a comment down or in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the car. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, because there's gonna be some cool stuff coming up. I know I say that all the time, but you guys can see what I mean. And don't forget, guys, I also got a new PO box. So if you guys want to send me letters, if you guys want to send me candy, if you guys want to send me whatever, there's a new PO box there. I would love to hear from you guys, so make sure that you guys can use that as much as possible if you guys want to. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, a great evening, and I will catch you on another episode of Too Many Toys Jake. See you later.